want a war, you're going to get one.
Drop it.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
only Cowboys game.
You
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, by the way, King Dick back here, and welcome to day 2 of practice. I don't know what just happened at the beginning of this. For some reason, it just would not go live, but we are good to go nonetheless. Welcome into day 2 of Eagles practice. What is happening, everybody? How you guys doing today? Brandon Lewis, what's going on? AJ Harris, Nick, Ill Skill, Some Black Ninja, Leon. What's going on? Master Eagle, J-Dog. Thank you guys so much for being here. Anybody else? Sorry about I don't know what the heck happened earlier. No doubt about it. But let's jump right into what's going on with the Eagles today. So here was Jalen Hurts coming out to practice earlier today. As practice was getting ready to get started. So there's Jalen coming out for another day of practice. Best quarterback, one of the best in the league, no question about it. Looks like Jalen Carter is not practicing again. Let's get the injury update. Ed Kratz said, day 2 practice report will not practice. Jalen Carter shoulder, Kenyon Green, Jahad Campbell limited, and Cam Jurgens back. So it's pretty much the same thing as yesterday. So, you know, it is what it is. You got some guys out there rolling out. There's the quarterbacks going at it. Our boys are focused. Our boys are very, very focused. There's no question about it. Michael said, let's get it. Exactly. Christian, what's going on? Adam, what's happening? 500, are you going to bet on Jordan Davis sacks for the year? I think it's over 5. If it's over 5, I'll take a shot at that. What the hell? Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Dory Jackson started over Ringo today. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Are they sending a message to Ringo? And we'll figure we'll get into that shortly. I expect about an hour practice today. Ready for the repeat is right. And Nick, thank you for that super chat, by the way, man. Appreciate it. Did you see Fangio said Q was playing both sides so he could follow the other teams? Yes, I did. I saw that. Listen, I mean, they're doing exactly what I wanted. You have Quignon be your shutdown corner, shut down the best guy, and then you have DeJean go and be your Swiss Army knife. They're using those guys exactly how I will. Yeah, Carter will be ready to go. If this was like regular season or something like that, he would be ready. It's just more precautionary. 5 I got a cup right here. Jeez, 7:40 in the morning. I'm so tired. With these training camp days, man, it becomes like it's like 18-hour days, it feels like. Mark Holmes doing some voodoo type stuff to your Boy Fleet 500 channel. Never trust a Cowboys fan, right? Yes, go to the Discord. I am back on Discord. I've been going on last few days. It's been fun. I didn't get a chance to get on there yesterday. I was just so busy. I'm going to be really busy today, but I'm going to pop in there. No doubt about it. J-Dog, what's going on, my man? How are you? All right, so what do we got here? So A.J. Brown and receivers doing some drills here earlier. A.J. Brown's a stud. We hear Philly, it's going to be a hell of a great season. It's going to be a great season, man. We're going to stream a lot. We're going to stream a lot more games this year. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league. I'll take Jalen over any quarterback in the league right now because Jalen is a winner. He can beat you with his arm legs. Mahomes a crybaby, so Hurts on top. I mean, I'm with you as far as Hurts being a winner, man. Like, all these people crying about, what they want their quarterback to be. How many of them say I want a winner? How come we never hear these guys ever say, I want a winner? I want a winner at quarterback. They don't say it. I want a guy with a great arm. I want this guy that can do this, can do that. They don't say, I want a winner. And that's what I want, a winner. Kyle, David Super Chicks, 500, my man. It was very realistic. We can start 4-0. Absolutely. There's nobody in this league that's better than us. You know what I mean? There's nobody. 500, I missed you. I missed this team. I missed the community. Missed you guys. We missed you too, man. It's good to have you back. Thank you for being here. I love when Mark get mad when you chose Cousin over Dak. Man, Mark is so sensitive, man. All you have to do is mention Dak and he goes into a fit of rage. Justin Ryan, David Super Chickens, do you think it's possible for one day for Hurts to appear and win as many Super Bowls as Brady? I mean, that's a lot of Super Bowls. I won't put that pressure on him. But, I mean, I think he can win 2 or 3. Yo, Philly 500, what up, my guy? Watching work, go Birds. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Cam Newton's still talking to you about Jalen, saying he's done things Jalen hasn't. Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand what's going on with Cam Newton. Like, why does he keep talking about it? T.O. Hopkins, David Super J goes, Hurts focus on the next ring. Don't want to wear his. Exactly. It's funny because I heard Dak Prescott in all season talking about how, we're close to the Eagles. I have a 9-4 record against them. And it's like, you get that mentality, then you get the mentality of Jalen Hurts. It's like, yeah, I got my ring the other day, but that's in the past. He won't talk about it. 2 different mindsets, 2 different mindsets. So let's see what's going on here. I'm sure they're in drills by now. We're caught up on the highlights. All right, so Eagles playing Ozzy Osbourne at practice today. Interesting. All right, so here we go. So Vic Fangio said that Cooper DeJean will eventually get the practice reps outside cornerback in base personnel like he did in the spring. Started this camp at safety. Either way, look for Fangio's intent on getting DeJean on the field for all downs. Yeah, I mean, that's no surprise. Everybody's, I think, like freaking out about him playing safety. Oh, he's not a corner. He's not a corner. He's going to play all over the place. The idea is that you don't want to take him off the field, And here you go. Adoree Jackson and Quinion outside corner, Makuba and Blankenship at safety. So what's going on? Did they lose confidence with Ringo in one day, or is it just how they're going about practice? My guess is that Ringo starts one day, and then Adoree starts the next day, then Ringo, and that's kind of how they're going to go through it early on in practice. I don't think they're pulling him, or that one practice they've lost confidence in him or anything like that. I don't feel like that. Thompson Robinson is currently the third quarterback to start. Big deal. Will he even make the team? That's the question. That's really the question. Let's see. Let's get some more updates. I can't wait till the pads come on. Let's see what Elliott Shore Parks is saying. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's what he's saying. So Adoree Jackson starting at corner over Keeley to begin the day. Cooper at safety in base defense. Yeah, either of those are shocking to me. Hurts with a nice completion to A.J. Brown in a tight window. Hurts with his best throw of the offseason, which is 2 days so far. Maybe one of the better practice throws he's ever made. Perfect pass to Goddard between 3 defenders. Beautiful touch on it. Jalen Hurts is going to go off this year. I would love it if Jalen went out and threw like 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, just to shut people up. Justin Ryan, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, don't you wish Hurts breaks the passing touchdown record? Yeah, part of me does, because it would shut everybody up. But I rather win a Super Bowl every year. You know what I mean? Ringo will be fine. Yeah. Carter is out there, but he's not. Carter's not practicing. Precautionary. They're just bringing him in slow. Nothing to worry about. Jordan Davis looking like JC from a distance. Jordan Davis is, dude, he is thin, man. God. Like, I want to go on his diet, but I don't think I could do, like, the Pilates boat rowing on a bike in the water of a lake or whatever he's doing. I don't know if I could do all that. But, I mean, geez. What's up, the Bears TV? How are you? Right? I thought it was Carter, not Jordan Davis. I mean, Jordan Davis. I mean, what do you think he's got? He's listed. They're listing him as 330 at 335. There's no way he's 335. I bet he's about 320. Jay, yo, 500. Did you see Justin Fields was called off the field during practice? No. Just a franchise that can never catch a break. Dude, it's a curse to go there, you know? You still do it. Yeah, I got a whole new season of Squat Cobblers coming on my only channel. People get amnesia about when Hurts went 10-1 and was the favorite to be the MVP, right? Kind of got screwed out of that MVP. Carter messed up his shoulder smoking Mahomes in the yeah, right. I pray they don't look how thin Jordan Davis is there. My God, man. I pray they don't fall into the trap the Limadine's nonsense or Hurts needs to pass. Well, the one thing I worry about is that, you know, we get too complacent because we won a lot of games and things like that. You know, that always worries me. Let's see. I have a feeling today's going to be a fairly light practice. They kind of went over an hour yesterday. You can't go on a diet and do no exercise. That's true. That's true. You kind of got to do both. But I just don't want to do Pilates on the river or whatever he's doing. 500. We back at it like Dak addict. Been a long Super Bowl party, you know it. What happened to Fields? Did somebody hit him? Do you see the leaders we have on the team and mentality they have? Can't possibly be worried about a single player becoming complacent. Quarterback won't allow it. That's my thought. That's what I think. But the only way I think the Eagles can be beat is if somehow they do it to themselves. I don't think they will, but that's my fear. Jalen Hurts is never satisfied. He's always working to get better and great mentality to have a quarterback. Mahomes only wins with the refs' help, and it's pretty obvious in Super Bowl 59. Yeah. Yo, your show was hilarious yesterday with Mark Holmes. Oh, thanks. I didn't do anything. I just sat there. The guy's he's grumpy, man. He's miserable. You even mentioned Dak. He flips out. There are all sorts of disorders. Most people don't even know they have, like, thyroid issues cause waking. Yeah, I'm sure. Mark is off his rock. Yeah, Mark is totally losing it. Like, he's losing it. There's no question about it. Let's see if we can find any updates. Man, I really need this coffee. There you go. Elliot Shore Parks. He says, Hurts is 9 for 9 to start the day. His completion percentage this offseason might legit be 97%. He's saying his completion percentage for the offseason might be 97%. They literally had 2 days of practice in no pass. I don't understand how he does this. I think it's so funny. I think it's crazy. Let's see. Martin Frank is saying, Hurts, nicest throw camp so far. Threads the ball 25 yards over Trotter to Goddard from Sidney Brown. That was what Elliott Short Parks obviously was talking about. Here you go. Here's Lane Johnson through the years of his 13-year career. That's crazy. What a player he turned out to be. My God. Total stud. Let me see. Let me get caught up in the chat. Josh, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, yo, Phil, you said something yesterday on Jacob that got me thinking. Do you think Jerry has buyer's remorse and that's why he doesn't sign guys early? Me personally, I think that Jerry put good talent around Dak early in his career. I think he had a really good line, he had a really good running back, he had decent receivers. They won 12 games 3 straight years in a row, and they just kept losing in the playoffs. And I think he's gotten a little bitter now, where it's like, all right, I'll pay you, but you're gonna have to go show me something. I kind of think there's something to it, but that's just my theory. Philly called Mark the Dak apologist. He is, without question. 500. Aziz Ojulari is going to be solid. Think about, just watch. I think Aziz Ojulari is going to be good, But I think Jalyx Hunt's a star. Like what Mulata said about him yesterday. He's going to be a star. I agree, and I also think Nolan Smith's a star. So when I look at it, I think we've got 2 young pass rushers that could both be double-digit sack guys. And then you got a guy like Aziz Ojulari coming off the bench and rotating in. I mean, now with Jordan Davis being in shape, if he lives up to his potential with Jalen Carter, I mean, that's going to be the best defensive line in football, in my opinion. Let's hunt. Exactly. Yes, definitely check out the Discord. I'm so glad football's back. The Hunter, I like it. I think we need to play our first a lot more than we did in the past due to the toughness of the start of our schedule. Seriously, we might want to play the full preseason with full ones. I hear what you're saying because, you come out, you're rusty, and that's when you can get beat. Like early on in the year, teams, that's when good teams can get beat. But I don't think the Eagles are going to do it. I don't think there's any way that they're going to play any of their starters in preseason, especially Hurts. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. No updates. It's quiet on the updates. Jets quarterback Fields training camp was cut short today. Apparent lower leg injury. Multiple reports on scene report Fields appeared to hurt his leg. Yeah, that's bad news. Jalen Carter is not practicing today. It's nothing serious. It's precautionary. But he's not practicing. If it was a regular season, he could. It's a shoulder injury. Don't know what he did or how he did it, though. I'm not sure. Shaquille says, Dak is always a solid cast. I'm sure Jerry, who is a businessman, is realizing it's a bad investment. He's old, frustrated, and can come out and say F Dak. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Mark spends a lot of time trying to change the narrative about Dak. Like somehow Dak has never had talent around him, blah, 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 blah. And before that, if you remember 2 years ago, it was, he had Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore's an idiot. You can't blame Dak for Kellen Moore. And what does Kellen Moore do? Come to Philly and wins the Super Bowl. Now he can't use that argument anymore. He got real quiet about that. Don't sleep on Ty Robinson. Nah. I think Ty Robinson's going to be really good too. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That defensive line is I think they're set, I really do. Looking for updates, kind of quiet. Here you go. Here's a little update. Let me see if I have it. Share this. All right, so Elliott Trupar says Jahad Campbell is moving at full speed is impressive. Haven't seen many linebackers move as quick as him on the open field. Now, the one thing I will say is he's a lot bigger looking than I thought he was. Okay, he's a lot bigger looking. And I think I think that him being ready to go so early is a great sign. I mean, will he beat out Trotter Jr. quickly? That's what I want to know. Game Time Brian, my man. Shout out to Game Time Brian. If you guys haven't, go check out his channel. Great channel. He's actually a logical Cowboys fan. One of the few. But check him out. Game Time Brian, thank you for super chat. He goes, NFC East Roundtable coming soon. Let's go. I'm in. Just let me know when. I appreciate that super chat. Let me know when. And here you got Jahad Campbell, right? Like, look at this dude. This dude's big, man. And Game Time Brian, thanks again, man. Look at the speed explosion off this. This dude's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud. I love him. Game Time Brian, man, thank you for that super chat, my man. K Robinson, what's going on here? Hey, just signing in. Have there been any Ringo sightings today? No, Ringo did not start today. It was a Dory Jackson. I don't know what that means, if it means anything at all, but yeah, it's the way it is. So we'll see. I think it's probably just they're rotating those guys day to day to see, it's an open competition. So pause. What did I say? What shoulder injury? There's a slight shoulder injury for Jalen Carter. Is that who you're talking about? He'll be fine. Nothing serious. Those little things are downside to a gritty mindset. Look at the Lions. They tear through players. True. I think Jahad is a much better edge than linebacker. I think learning linebacker just in case of emergency, but he's going to play the Micah role in the team. Well, Micah early, and Game Time Brian's in here. He could tell me, but, I mean, Micah early on in his career, like first few years, he kind of was moved all around, right? I think it wasn't like last year that he kind of went to more of a permanent pass rusher. If you're right and Jahad Campbell is primarily a pass rusher, I mean, you got potentially 3 studs, because I'm telling you, I think Jalyx Hunt's a stud, and I think he's going to have a big year. I think Nolan Smith's going to have a big year. So it's crazy, man. We got a lot of young talent. Mav, my man, thank you for the super chat. What's going on, my man? He's not starting because he got cooked yesterday. Vic is not playing. Maybe, but you got to remember, if you think about last year with Fangio, one of the things he did a lot was he one day he would have one guy start, the next day he had another guy start, and then as the days went into practice, the guy who was starting would get more and more time. I'm not writing Ringo off yet. I'm just not ready to do it. If we hit on Ty Robinson, the D-line will be set for 5-7 years. I agree. Dude, I just think that this defensive line is extremely talented. Dallas in trouble, agreed. I don't know the last camp with the linebacker core like this. I don't remember the last time the Eagles had this much linebacking, like this deep linebackers. I think you have to go back, like, honestly, I think you have to go back to, like, when they had Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, Jesse Small, William Thomas was a rookie. Because I think Dean, if healthy, is a player. I think Jahad Campbell's going to be a player. I think Jeremiah Trotter is a legit starter that people are sleeping on. I think they got good linebackers, man. I can't remember the Eagles having linebackers like this. Dallas wins 6 top, maybe. Philly Special says, how does everyone say we were a super team when a lot of Eagles players didn't make a lot of top 10 lists? I know. It's crazy, right? We don't have a top 10 center. We don't have top 10 guards. We don't have top 10 wide receiver duo. We don't have anything, but somehow we got a super team. It's crazy. How are you 500? Cam is losing. Yeah, Cam is pulling a Mark Holmes, losing his mind. Giants finished 3rd, Dallas 4th. Man, see, I don't know if I think Dallas is going to be that bad. Like, I feel like Dallas is going to beat up on the bad teams, and then they're going to lose to the good teams. All right, we just some updated stuff here. Let's pull this up. So you got Andre Sam is getting first teamer safety this season. Andre Sam is getting first team reps at safety this session. Ringo is at outside corner, and DeJean is in the slot. Interesting. Jeremiah Trotter with a nice play against the run in 11-on-11. I love Trotter, man. I'm a big Trotter guy. You know, I think people sleep on him. Kyle McCord with a really bad pass had Jenkins wide open for a likely touchdown and sailed the pass. You know, EJ Jenkins, a guy to watch, because if you guys remember last training camp, he was actually pretty good. Like, I thought he flashed some talent. I want to see what he does in the second year, you know? Wow, they have not updated. They're not updating a lot of updates here. Trotter. And these clips, by the way, I'm showing are all from yesterday and a couple of them before I came on. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Huff told RD secrets to the Niners? Nah, I don't think so. You know, Phil, you're the best. I'm working, so enjoy the stream, everyone. Thank you, my man. You stay safe, man, out there. We'll do a round table. We will. 500 is in the clutch again. Thank you, my man. Mav, thank you for super chat. I almost feel sorry for Mark. He looks pathetic. It's funny, man. He's really losing. Like I just say Dak, and he just gets pissed off. All I want Mark to do is, like, seriously, I wouldn't say anything about Dak if Mark would just go, Dak Prescott has been a great regular season quarterback, but he has not lived up to his potential in the playoffs, and he's got to step up. If he said that, I wouldn't say nothing about Dak Prescott. It would cease to stop right away, but he can't do it. And if he does it, it's like he takes it back right away. Arkham, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, the stack thing doesn't make sense. So last year losing our top edge rusher and starting 2 rookies means we have a stacked defense. Laughable take? Yeah, I do think so. Because I think what happened is, if you look at last year, right? Let me see if I have this. But if you look at last year, you had guys like Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, right? And they went out and they played great, right? They played great. Then, if you look at towards the end of the year in the playoffs, what did you see? You saw other guys start to play as good as them. If you look at Jalyx Hunt's, and I'll pull this up here. If you look at Jalyx Hunt, and you look at his playoff statistics, they're comparable with Josh Sweat's. They're literally comparable with Josh Sweat's. So what I'm saying, and if you look, not only that, but if you also look at the fact that Nolan Smith goes into the playoffs and has 4 sacks last year in the playoffs, you go look at Jalyx Hunt, how much he contributed. Go look at these guys and you say, wow, you know what? They were playing just as well as the guys we lost. So why wouldn't they be able to go into this regular season and be just as good? I believe it. I think the reason why they let those guys walk, because they knew they had what they had from their draft picks. Those guys got better as the year went on. Look at Moro Ajomo. His win rate in especially late in the season was ridiculous. It was better than anybody else. I do think that they are going to be able to replace those guys. I think the questions at corner and safety are legit. But when it comes to the defensive line, I think they've replaced the guy. I think they've got the replacements. And I think they're actually going to be better. By the end of the year, I think they're going to be better. Mark my words, write it down, and remember this. Because at the end of the year, we're going to come back to this moment and say, yeah, you were right about them. Roll Philly Dolls, favorite super chat goes, would you believe Cam Newton only completed over 60% of his passes 4 years out of 10 and almost a 1-to-1 touchdown and interception ratio? People act like he's Brady. Nah, I didn't realize that. No. I didn't realize that at all. Pin, remember for 4 months, the Philadelphia Eagles' golden age is here. It is, absolutely. Absolutely. That's my issue with Mark. He blames everybody but Dak and doesn't acknowledge any of his faults. Exactly. Exactly. Kyle Davis Super Jingles. Cowboys are like the past name brands like Sears, MySpace, Radio Shack, and it's really the truth. It really is. It's true. Philly Mark's new narrative is Dak's overachieved. The guy's hilarious. Those 12 wins season, remember him talking about how good they were. Dak chokes. Now Dak had no help. What a joke. I know. I just want him to acknowledge it. Like if Dak played for the Eagles, we would be saying, hey, you got to go out and you got to show you can win in the playoffs. And then he says that about Kirk Cousins and stuff. I don't know. Let's see. Elliot Shore Park says, Hurts had a rare incompletion pass, tried to hit Devontae over the middle, and Bond knocked it away. I guess that's good that Bond knocked it away, right? Bond making a play. I mean, I really do. I really like the upside of our young guys, And if you look at, I think Ojomo, I think he's going to be able to replace Milt Williams. I think Jalyx Hunt is going to be able to replace Josh Sweat. Maybe leadership in terms of Brandon Graham is something you got to figure out. But the Eagles are young, man. And if you look at the Eagles, why did they have a lot of success last year? Because they played the young guys. Look at all the young guys that played last year. Cooper DeJean, rookie. Quinyon Mitchell, rookie. Jalyx Hunt, rookie. These guys played a lot of minutes and contributed a lot. That's not even to say about the second-year guys. They developing their guys, and they're all panning out. Bourne is a monster. Bourne supremacy, I like that. Kuba could hit also. I think that's where Sid is in trouble. Yeah, I agree. I think he's a better cover safety than Sidney Brown. And I think that's the advantage he's going to have. Ojomo is hungry for reps this year. Dark horse breakout year. Agreed. And what about Jordan Davis? Like, people look at Jordan Davis now and they go, oh, okay, yeah, he's really thin because it's a contract year. People don't realize that he actually started getting in shape at the end of last year in December. Like, he started doing his thing. He got all into it, and he started getting more playing time. He goes into the playoffs. Big sack in the NFC Championship game. Big sack in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. You get guys like Jordan Davis, Jalyx Hunt, Nolan Smith. When do those guys play their best football? They played it in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, in the NFC Championship game. To me, those guys now believe that they're good enough to play in this league, and now they're going to go in this season. I think the sky's the limit. It's just my opinion. I think the Fangio was hired. He told Howie the linebacker has to be a higher priority. I agree. I agree. Wait, get your wife that talks to you the way Mark talks about Dak. Oh, man, right? I met a friend who was from Philadelphia, but his first name was Dallas, and he loved the boys, and we bet every time we played. Really interesting. Mark said Dak in offense is going to be humming unstoppable. I know. He does. I mean, he should go look back at what he says. Like, go watch a Mark Holmes video from like last year. Go watch it. And he says the same exact things about the offense, about the players, but they don't do anything. People say, oh, you said this about your team, and you said this. Yeah, but my team wins. My team won. They proved me right. Confidence sky high with our guys. I agree. I mean, I don't think Jordan Mailata would come out and say what he said about Jalyx Hunt unless he really believed it. I mean, I think he really believes it. $500 thoughts on everyone bringing back their old uniform like the Bills and the Steelers. So many teams bring back their old uniforms, but where's the Eagles black and green? Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of teams are doing it. Some of them are just ugly though. Like, I don't think every throwback uniform is good. So some of them are like, eh. Like, they showed a Saints golden one Maybe it'll look better, but I didn't care for the picture. 500, I will always laugh when I remember how Romo dropped the potential game-winning field goal snap against Seattle in the playoffs and Dak's pick 6 against Green Bay, choking quarterbacks. Ha. It's true. You know, the funny thing to me yesterday in that debate with Mark was when he said, Kirk Cousins doesn't win big games. And it's like, but dude, Dak does the same exact thing. Phil, what happened to your Super Bowl reaction? I had to take it down because they changed the rules with promoting betting. So I have it almost done. I have to finish editing out all the betting stuff, and then I'm going to re-upload it. So it'll be there soon. I might even put in like clips of the Super Bowl to jazz it up. I haven't seen the Browns' new helmet. We got to go all green. All we got to do is stay healthy. I think we win an exciting, successful season. Agreed. Look, listen, I think that there's 3 positions where you can legitimately say, all right, there's a chance the Eagles may not be as good, okay? Cornerback, safety, and right guard. However, I trust Stoutland at right guard. And then the cornerback and safety position, I fully admit, we have to wait and see on those. You know, what I do like is I like our coaches on the defensive side of the ball. You know, we got all our defensive coaches back. All our defensive coaches are back. I think that's huge. 500, our players are just like their leaders in Hurts. They play their best when it matters most. Agreed. Mark, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. I would like the Eagles to use the white helmets as alternates. White autographed Barkley helmet, white helmet, black wings. I would like to see white helmets too, but I would like to see them like on the road, you know? I'll see if I have a picture of it. There's one specifically I really like. It's not all white. It has like Kelly green highlights in it, but it looks awesome. I don't have it here. I would like to see them use that on the road, like in the old days. You know, definitely white, Kelly green. Yeah. Rich, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Fox fans championing wing pop out 500. Oh yeah. You know, I gotta get one of those. I gotta get those wings, man. The ring with the wings. I trust their defense coaches to have our team ready to dominate. Agreed. If you look at Clint Hurt, he's a guy that was a defensive coordinator, may get another job as a defensive coordinator. You got Bob King, right? Bobby King, good linebackers coach, done a great job. Then you look at Christian Parker. He's going to be a really hot name to get a defensive coordinator spot next year. He's done a great job in the secondary with the Eagles. He's done a great job in the secondary with the Broncos. And he's developed a lot of guys. You know, we got to put some trust in those guys. That's the site, 500. Okay. Wait, what's it called again? Fox Fans Champion Ring. Okay. Hold on. Fox Fan Champion Ring. They got the Eagles. Yeah. Does it pop out? Oh, cool. Oh, let me show this to you guys. For those that are looking for like a ring. So it has the pop out. Damn. Hurts won MVP. Dang. Oh, there it goes. Got their wings. Ooh, I might have to order this. Yeah, I might have to order that. I'll look into that later today. All right, let's go back here. So Elliot Shore Park says Hurts with a sick completion to Devontae was rolling to his left, threw it on the move to Devontae, who was about 15 yards downfield and running towards the sidelines. There's my boy. Hurts tearing it up, man. Hurts looks good early on. Let's see. Let's see. All right, here you go. Ed Kratz says, best in the league. Eagles player thinks so. I truly feel like I'm the best league, and I want to put a stamp on it. That's Jalen. That's AJ Brown talking about how he feels he's the best wide receiver in the game, and I totally can buy that. I'm gonna check that site out later. In-flight David Super J, did you talk about Fields' card off? Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. I didn't know about it. Somebody pointed out. I haven't heard any updates, though. Clint is here to stay. Jalen ain't letting him leave. Hope so. Those rings are dope. They are. It's not their model. It's just photos of the actual ring. Gotcha. Does anybody have the like? I want to buy. I want to buy one, but I don't. It has to have the pop out wings, or I'm not interested. Quiver says nobody can say that Lurie and Howie don't care about winning. Those Super Bowl rings have to be at least 6-figure, and they probably had over 100 made for players on staff. Yeah, the staff even got the ring, and it wasn't like they didn't get like a replica version or a watered down version. Like they got the legit thing. That's very cool. I heard they were like $250,000 each. I don't know if that's true or not. He injured his Maddox. The retractable wing feature seen on the original ring will not be included in our version due to production budget limitation. We prioritize over quality and detail and design. I need the one with the wings that pop out. That's my goal. 20,000 each. I heard they were 250,000 each. Merrill Reese got one, well deserved. Yeah, he deserves one. I mean, dude's a Hall of Fame, broadcaster. Best voice for football. Let's see. And so McKee continues to shine, it looks like, too. Let me get these clips off. So, Elliot Report says, McKee with a nice completion across the middle. Jets or Saints should call and offer a second. Would you trade McKee for a second-round pick? I probably would. For a second? Yeah. That's from the site I was on. Gotcha. Okay. I need one with I want one with the wings. Smitty is truly the next Randy Moss. Look at the film comparison. Give me your thoughts. Smitty, well, he's not as tall as Randy Moss. I think Devontae Smith's underrated. I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves, to be honest with you. I mean, for a guy that always comes up big in the playoffs, always comes up big. Let's see if we can update. McKee, nice completion. ESP trying to bait McKee, laugh out loud. Yeah, they're trying to trade him. Price is right, but to mention pop-out wings. But now we mentioned the pop-out wings. Yeah, I need the wings. The ring on the Fox Champion doesn't have Nick saying on the inside of the wings, but they do pop out. Yeah, I can live without the saying. I like it, but I can live without that. I just need to see the wings pop out. Devontae has something Cam Newton doesn't: a Heisman and a Super Bowl. The thing, if you look at production from Devontae Smith, think of all the big games that we've played in where he's made big plays. Right, even in the game we lost a few years ago to Tampa, where nobody showed up, he was the only guy that had a big game. Then you look in the first Super Bowl, he had a big game. Second Super Bowl, he had the dagger. The NFC Championship game versus the Niners, he makes that one-handed catch, on fourth down. He makes big plays. Screaming Paranormal member for 35 months. Thank you so much. He goes, no way, 500. I want at least a first. Wow, a first for McKee. Okay. New Orleans second round pick for me. See, I think a second round pick, I would do it. I would probably do a second. We don't want no damn Mike in Philly. We don't need him. We don't need him. I'm telling you, Jalyx Hunt's a star. Nolan Smith a star. Those guys are going to. We don't need them. I love the Slim Reaper. Yeah, Discord. We definitely check out the Philly 500 Discord. It's going to be popping this season for sure. Carter Boy Fresh, thank you for super chat. Not trying to panic, but we need a cornerback too. Well, I mean, look, it's early. I mean, it's only the second day of practice, so we'll find out. But here's what I think. You'll see, like, when we get to week 2 of the preseason, week 3 of the preseason, Howie will make a move if he has to make a move. He's going to wait and see what we need, and then he's going to make a move. But I can't write off Ringo after just 2 practices. Yeah, C.J. Gardner-Johnson did go to the ceremony. To me, that's the only thing this offseason that bothers me. You know, the only thing that bothers me this offseason is that he left. I wish he would have stayed. I wouldn't trade McKee yet. I think he will keep building value, and we need a legit backup quarterback nowadays because many quarterbacks don't play. That's true. That's true. You think you could get a first-round pick for him? Hey, 500, I posted a video of the Cowboys fighting on Discord. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. I'll check it out, and I'll upload it later. Holy shit, you are not getting a first or second round pick for McKee. Someone's got to be realistic. Hey, listen, I've seen the Eagles. I've seen the Eagles get a second round pick for what was it, AJ Feely? They've gotten some high picks for guys before. It's possible. Don't write it off. It could happen. Teams will always pay and overpay for a quarterback. All right, Mike, come here for 22 months. He goes, sent you the ring I found. Okay, cool. I'll definitely check it out. Let's see, McKee. I mean, I don't think they're going to trade McKee unless, you know. Damn, how did they get a first round pick for Sam Bradford? Remember, he stunk. They got a first round pick from Minnesota. You never know what team will do when it comes to quarterback. Mav says, I'm still pissed about CJ. I hear you. Yeah, CJ wore the red sports coat. Yeah, Becton was there too. I wish we would have kept Becton. You're talking about practice without pads. Well, yeah, no pads, unfortunately. In-flight David Super J goes, Tanner equals first because he's a good backup. First, wow. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I like Tanner McKee, I do. Yeah, Becton was there too. Do you guys think Becton will be as good on the Chargers, or do you think like leaving Philly will be a problem? I really wonder, because to me it felt like Becton found the perfect place in Philly. Should have just taken a little. I mean, I hate to tell a guy to take less money, but like it just seemed like the perfect fit for him. We have seen guys like Andre Dillard be decent in Philly and then go somewhere else and totally stink. Wasn't Sam Bradford a first-round pick before we got him? Well, we traded him. I think we traded him straight up for Foles, right? Maybe we gave something else, but he was basically going to be replaced by Carson because we had drafted Carson. So Bradford's days were numbered. The fact that they still got a first-round pick for him was crazy. But you got to remember, Feely, they got a second-round pick. What's the other dude that replaced? I can't remember his name, that went to Arizona. They got a second-round pick for him. I mean, we've gotten second-round picks for quarterbacks that are not that good before. It's not impossible. Doobie David Super J goes, what percentage you have us getting Shamir Stewart? I'd say 25% chance. I do think that if any team was going to pull it off, it's the Eagles. With 13 draft picks, if he says, I'm going back into the draft if I stay with Cincinnati, what are you going to do if you're Cincinnati? Seriously, if he goes, I'm going back in the draft, I will not play for the Bengals. I'll go back in the draft. You're going to lose a first-round pick, or you're going to just try to get something for him? I think 25% chance. I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Drop the Iron Mike. See, I have to see it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Okay, I got it. All right. So here's the link Iron Mike sent me for the rings. You guys see it? Here, I'll pull it up. So that's it right there. Damn, it looks nice. That ring looks so nice. Man. $33. What? Does the ring pop out? It's $33. High quality championship ring made with detail. Size 6. That won't fit on my that wouldn't fit on my pinky. I need like size 15. All right. There it is. I don't know. We'll see. Nicholas, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Fields card off. McKee might be target for the Jets. I would not do that to McKee. I would never send him to the Jets. That's where careers go to die. Let's see here. Practice is over. Jeez. Yeah, that was a short practice. Now, tomorrow, the Eagles have a closed practice, closed walkthrough. That's it for practice. 88 minutes. Hurts had a few really, really good passes. McKee also looked sharp. That's cool. The Bengals are so cheap they ever win a Super Bowl, almost impossible. Their rings will probably be the worst than a high school ring. Oh, God, yeah. I just wonder, I wonder what's going to happen with that dude. Seriously, if he goes back in the draft, what are they going to do? Minnesota was freaking out because their starters was out for the season minimum. They knew they were overpaying, but wasn't Bradford their starter? If he was a starter, then it first makes sense. Bradford wasn't going to be the Eagles starter. The Eagles were going to go at Wentz. And that was like a really bad secret. And they jumped on it. Remember, Wentz came back and started that first game. Philly said, if we traded yet, no, I could be wrong. I don't think he does. Philly, we're 2 weeks until the first preseason game. How cool. I'm ready for preseason, man. I'm a big fan of the Eagles season. Yes. How do you get the link for Super Bowl? I'll put it in here. Here you go. I'm gonna drop the link right now for that one, okay? And then if you need it again later, just reach out to me. Burrow ends up in Dallas. I feel bad for him. Better off in Cincinnati. Burrow, yeah. We got lucky with the Wentz trade getting hurt, and Howie we trust. Absolutely. If he goes back in the draft, I believe the Bengals receive a pick at the very end of the first. No, I'm pretty sure they don't receive anything. They lose their pick altogether. I'm pretty sure they don't get anything for it. Because if you're a team like, let's say you're the first pick of the second round, you're going to be pissed off if the Bengals are stealing your pick, essentially. But I'm pretty sure they don't get any compensation for it. Philly, the Fox fans will have the wings, not just at this moment. Gotcha. Okay. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm gonna wait and make sure I find a place that does it. But I definitely want the rings with the wings popping out. Never been so proud of my birds. Excited for new season. Me too. Bengals won't get compensated for their own. No, they won't. That's what I'm saying. So if he says I'm going back into the draft, what are you going to do about it, Cincinnati? If you're Cincinnati at that point, you're going to take phone calls and say, hey, look, you'll give me a third-round pick. At least we'll get a third pick. At least we'll get something for it. I mean, dude, Howie could snatch him up because Howie, look, you got 13 picks next year. They have the Chiefs rings that opens up and all. Oh, really? Chiefs do too? Are they? I don't know. I don't know anything about the quality or anything like that. Why don't you watch the players' interviews? Part of the problem is just because I gotta go to work. I gotta go in by 9, so I can't stay too long for that. Plus, sometimes you get in trouble for streaming the audio. So what's up, man? I'm sorry. No, you're good, CJ Davis. Yeah, Fox has all the rings. It opens up like the red ones, but the tech is easier in the wings. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Like to me, I don't need it to be something super expensive or anything like that because it's not a real Super Bowl ring. I just want it to open up in wings, you know. How is it the Bengals' fault? Like, I know they should have got the deal done, but you can't force someone to sign a contract they don't want to sign. Still America. Well, here's the problem. What the Bengals did was they said, all right, we want to add these stipulations to the contract that we've never added before to any Bengals contracts for first-round picks. And what he's saying is I can't sign something and be the guy that establishes something that is going to go against all the players that come after me. I'm not going to be the guy that you establish, a new precedent on. I'm not going to do it. If you had done it before, then that would have been fine. But I'm not going to be the guy that all the players look at as, hey, he signed this and changed the precedent. So he asked them not to do that to him, and they're refusing. So they're trying to come up with something they've never done before and force him to sign it. That's the holdup. How much confidence do you have in our offensive coordinator? I think Jalen Hurts is our offensive coordinator. So I'm good. I feel very confident. Look, we're not asking for our offensive coordinator to be like coming up with some elaborate offense. I mean, we know what we're going to do. We're going to run the ball. We got the offensive line. We got Hurts. We know what we're going to do. Teams know what we're going to do. They just can't stop it. Stewart is standing on business, in my opinion. Yeah, well, look, he doesn't want to be the guy that they set a precedent. Like, I think it has to do with void years, right? The Bengals want to add void years to his contract, and they've never done that before. And he doesn't want to be the guy that they establish that precedent on. So he's like, no, I don't want to do it. I just want to go back to what you normally do. And they won't do it. And I can understand that. You don't want to be the guy that everybody looks to and says, well, he's the reason why you've got to sign this contract the way it is. So that's the issue, and he's not going to do it. So they got to either cave or he's going to go back in the draft. Apparently, Burrow, Chase, and Higgins take up 48%. Yeah, they do take up a lot. I feel like the Commanders aren't even trying because they signed a bunch of people but not Scary Terry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Terry. But Bengals have always been, when it comes to contracts, it always been problem. Like, there's always guys that are never happy with their contract with the Bengals. They always have guys that hold out or want to leave because of contract. It always happens. Yeah, Hurts has gotten good at changing the routes and play right before snap. We had Kelsey. He did not let Hurts do that often. I agree. I think Hurts has had so many coordinators, that at this point he's seen so much. I think he's really your de facto offensive coordinator. The Bengals want to set a clause that allows him to void his contract if he gets arrested. He should just sign a contract. That's not a big deal. But the problem isn't the contract itself. The problem is that he's now going to set the stage for everybody else that comes after him as a Bengal. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's going to be the guy that people look to and say, well, he changed the way the contract was done. He doesn't want that on him. So I understand from that perspective, You don't want to be the guy that everybody looks to and says, why did you accept this contract and change the precedent? So if Ringo doesn't pan out, do you think with Stephon Gilmore or Sante Samuel? I think Sante Samuel Jr. is a guy to watch because I think he would actually fit with the Eagles. They don't want to, and they got the problem with Hendrickson, right? They don't want to sign Hendrickson either. So it's like they've always got problems. And then you had a few years ago, right, the safety that went to Atlanta. He had a contract holdout. It's one thing after the other with that team. Eagles have two of the best cornerbacks in the division. I agree with you. They drafted him so they wouldn't have to pay Hendrickson. They don't got either. The question is will he re-enter the draft? Because if he decides to re-enter the draft and he's not going to play for the Bengals, then they're going to lose a pick unless they trade his rights. And that's where Howie goes right in. Boom. Get him for like a third-round pick and then sign him. $37, and you were asking about the quality. yeah, right. It's only going to be so much. I heard Arizona and Seattle use the same language of their contracts. The Bengals are good. Yeah, other teams do use the same language. From what I heard, that wasn't the issue with him. If he was with Seattle, he would have had no problem with it. The problem is that it's the first time the Bengals are going to use it. So they're trying to use him to set the precedent for every contract to come after. He doesn't want to be that guy. He doesn't want to be that guy that, somewhat caved on that deal. So he's like, no, don't use it on me. Use it on somebody else, but don't use it on me. I'm not setting a precedent for that, which I get. You think Micah will ask for his release? No, he's gonna get paid. Jerry's gonna pay him, but it's gonna be like late in the preseason. NFL will be fire if we got Stewart. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna lose them anyways, why not call the Bengals up? The contract stated if you arrested, man. Bro, if you don't know what you're talking about, you just shut up. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you get arrested, look, I know they have problems with not wanting to pay a guy that gets arrested, but there was more to that. It had to do with void years. It wasn't just about being arrested. That's just not true. There was more to it. That's probably Bengals spin, probably trying to justify why, make him look bad, but that's not what it's all about. It's about void years. Furman, thank you for the super chat. Did you see the cleats Jalen gave Merrill Reese? What he wrote on them was so damn deep. You saw that what nobody else could see. Love Jalen Hurts, class act, bro. Please help Stills get on board with us. I'm trying, Furman, and thank you so much for the super chat. I'm definitely trying. And yes, I did see those cleats. I thought that was absolutely awesome. I think it was awesome to see Jalen Hurts do that. Yeah, it was very cool. Jerry's at the age in which elderly people just blurt out anything The organization needs to try to limit him from speaking or it will get worse. No, I just want him to keep speaking. I think it's hilarious. I mean, you go date the first day of training camp and they've got all this controversy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I just bought the ring, high demand, so it won't even ship till really. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if it's next week, but it'll probably be sometime next week. They'll do pads. I think they get like 2 or 3 practices and pads. ADW, what's going on? How are you? If he declares he's going back in the draft, could he reverse his position if the Bengals find a suitable trade and then not enter? Yeah, I think so. I think if they trade his rights, I don't know by what point in time they have to do this, but yeah, he could if it's not too late. Yeah. So he could say basically, look, trade me or I'm going back in the draft, and give him a certain amount of time, and then they have to make a decision. You know, it's not something I think the Eagles will do, but I think it's something worth keeping an eye on because the Eagles have 13 draft picks. So they're not going to use all those picks next year. They're going to trade some of them for picks a couple years down the road. They may use some of them at the trade deadline if they feel they need another position. And then maybe a situation like that, man, you can steal them. Nick Denver Super Chat goes off topic, but Hulk Hogan just died now. Recipe, really? Are you just saying that, or is that true? I didn't hear that. Hulk Hogan? Well, that's crazy. What do you honestly think it will take to get the kid in Philly? What type? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was sure the Bengals would say, well, we want a first-round pick for him because he's a first-round pick. But if they're going to lose him and there's nothing they can do about it, I mean, would they give him for like I'm hoping like maybe like a 3rd-round pick. We got a bunch of 3rd-round picks, something like that, you know? Eric, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I would be satisfied. Died with Gilmore, because he plays just like his father, jumping routes. Yeah, Gilmore. Yeah, I mean, if the Eagles feel they need a corner, they could do something like that. Yeah, he passed away. That's crazy. Well, rest in peace, Hogan. But geez, Ozzy Osbourne, a Hogan. Geez, crazy. They're dropping like flies, I tell you. Why does it seem like people won't truly believe in Hurts until he takes a team full of bums to the Super Bowl and win? You know what? Even if he did, they would just make excuses. It's just because there's people that don't want to admit they're wrong. I really think that, you know. Apparently, you would have to trade Stewart by 5th of August. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know that there's got to be a time deadline on it, but it's interesting. What do you think? I mean, like, if he doesn't want to play there, if he's like, I'm done with you, what are they going to do? A 500. I'm excited to hear Vic is gearing Q to shadow wide receiver 1, but I'm wondering if he's doing so because the eventual plan or because he doesn't trust our quarterback. No, I think it was the plan. Like it's the same thing with Cooper DeJean. Like, okay, last year as a rookie, he was a slot corner. That's where you put him, right? But they had bigger plans for him. You know, you don't give a guy everything all at once. So the next step in Q and developing him is for him to be able to play both sides and then to eventually shadow a number 1 wide receiver. I think it was a plan all along. You know? Mike says, I can answer that. They never believed in him from the beginning, so they don't want to backtrack and want publicly because they know us Philly fans flock like Eagles unintended. Yeah, probably. You know? I'm loving how Hurts is handling the questions perfection. I am too. I thought all the guys yesterday, man, I think they all sound like Jalen Hurts now. It's amazing to me. Like I think Hurts his personality is contagious to that team, because I thought AJ Brown sounded a lot like him too. DeJean's going to play some safety. Yeah, some safety. He'll play safety and base defense. He'll also play outside corner at times. The idea is that they don't want to take Cooper DeJean off the field. You know? Did you hear? No. What that? I don't know why it's not. I can't click on anything. There you go. Did you hear that rated Q is the 9th best corner? Way too low of a ranking. He was shutting down Chase Lamb and other legit wide receivers. Or it should have been. Yeah, I know. The ratings are so ridiculous, you know? It's crazy. T-Bone says, hey, everybody, Eagles football is back. Hoorah. But as always, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Long way to go. What intangibles will pop up we did not anticipate? 2 in a row. Let's go. There's always going to be something. You know, that's the great question. I don't know. SMD Eagles says, like the stream and subscribe. Thank you so much. Could DeJean be the white Malcolm? I think they want to use him similarly. I do. I think that's how they want to use him. Mulatto was one, and I was digging it. AJ Brown makes me nervous. A little forward bounds and locker room. What does he make you nervous about? You're from Thailand. Thailand. I'm on vacation. I'm officially stopped dreaming of Howie getting ass close line by risky style ass whipping. And so, are you having a good time in Thailand? Hope you're having fun. It's the first day they'll line up him everywhere. They're nothing DeJean. They're not taking DeJean outside. He's too valuable. They're going to keep him primarily in the slot. But when they go like to base defense and stuff, they're going to put him at safety. They're going to put him outside corner. I think the plan eventually is to make DeJean like that Swiss Army knife guy, a matchup nightmare for opposing teams. You know, you need him on a tight end, you can play tight end 1 week. You need him on a certain receiver, you put him on a certain receiver. Like, DeJean's going to be used all over. And then you're going to see Q's going to be used to shadow the best wide receivers. And if you have those two guys doing that and successful, your secondary is going to be awesome. 6 more weeks. I can't wait. Can't wait to see our receivers against the Broncos secondary. Yeah, it should be interesting. Should be interesting. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Practice is over. I got about 10 minutes, and I gotta head out and leave for the day. I will have a video. I will have a video later today. Of course, we will definitely be doing that. But I just want to thank everybody for joining me. Tomorrow, the Eagles practice is closed to the public. So I think they're having a walkthrough close to the public. So I won't be live for that, but I'll have a video, and I'll also have a video later today. But let me thank everybody for joining me. Appreciate you guys so much. It was fun as always. But it's time to get the day going. So with that said, I'm going to get out of here. I love yous. I'll have something out later. And with that said, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. and I talk the talk.
It's nasty for us to win a game.
It is killing me.
I feel it coming. You gotta do something. I feel like it's gonna take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.